Here's a quick wrap of what's happening in COVID news across Australia. This will be updated throughout the day, so if you do not see your state or territory, check back later. You can jump to the COVID-19 stories you want to read by clicking below. NSW records 7 deaths, 1,146 hospitalisations. Another 7 people with COVID-19 have died in New South Wales in the latest reporting period. There are now 1,146 people with COVID-19 in hospital, with 58 of them in intensive care. The state has recorded 6,014 new cases. Of the 6,014 cases reported, 3,816 were detected via rapid antigen tests, and 2,198 via PCR. Victoria records 17 deaths, 274 hospitalisations. Victoria has reported a further 17 COVID-19 deaths. There are 274 COVID-19 patients in Victorian hospitals, a decrease on the 281 reported on Saturday. There are 38 patients in intensive care units, 5 of whom are on ventilators. The state has recorded 5,052 new cases, taking the total number of active infections to 41,038. Victoria now has 94% of people aged 12 and older who have received at least 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine, and 58.6% of adults have received 3 doses. Victorians are being encouraged to start returning to offices from tomorrow, after the recommendation to work from home where possible was lifted. The ACT records 43 hospitalisations as ANU cluster slows. Australian National University has been grappling with an outbreak. Nikki Burnside. The Australian National University says the rate of students reporting positive rapid antigen test results has reduced after an outbreak at on-campus residences. More than 700 students have tested positive for COVID-19 since the end of the summer break. An ANU spokesperson says more residents are now leaving self-isolation than those entering it. There were 478 new infections recorded across the ACT yesterday, down from 773 cases the previous day. There are 41 people in hospital with the virus, including 2 in intensive care. The capital has reported no deaths, with 43 people remaining in hospital with COVID-19, none of which are in the ICU or on ventilators. The number of new cases is 495. The Territory has reported 78% of children aged 5 to 11 have received 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Tasmania reports 9 hospitalisations, a drop in case numbers. Tasmania has recorded 676 new cases of COVID-19, a drop from 792 yesterday. There are now no patients in intensive care in the state, but 9 people remain in hospital. There have been no new deaths in the latest reporting period. Queensland records 1 death, 295 hospitalisations. Queensland has reported 1 death overnight, with 295 hospitalisations. There are currently 24 people in intensive care, and 3,571 new cases. The state currently has 33,340 active cases. 2 prisoners, 5 staff test positive in Western Australian prison. Acacia Prison in WA is recording cases among staff and inmates. Richard Glover. 2 prisoners and 5 staff have now tested positive to COVID-19, the first outbreak in detainees in Western Australia's prison system since the start of the pandemic. The outbreak has occurred at the privately run Acacia Prison east of Perth. On Tuesday, a custodial officer returned a positive test. Since then, 4 more staff and 2 prisoners have returned positive PCR tests. The staff have gone into home isolation, while detainees in the same unit are in quarantine. The prison has also limited movement around the facility as a whole. WA's vaccination rate in prisons is far lower than the wider community, with just 11.7% having received 3 doses, according to figures provided to Parliament earlier this week. M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Watch 16 minutes 12 seconds 16M. How and when will the COVID pandemic end?